Well, what I learned a lot from this youth conference, and it was really great because when we went down there, you've probably all heard the story by this point. It was not quite as we expected. There were a lot of difficult things that we went through, and even though we did get to go worship God in the way we planned, a lot of things happened outside of what we planned, and that kind of spoke to me a lot on how, like, we in our life, right, we have a lot of issues and we have a lot of things that come up that we can't like plan out our life and say exactly what's going to happen. But thankfully the Lord is with us, and He was with us throughout the entire conference, allowing us to keep going. And kind of I could say, like, if we would have gone down there and everything would have gone as planned, I can say we probably would have come back and we wouldn't have been quite as bonded with each other as we are now.
I feel like I speak for all of us when I say we had no idea how this was going to go. We didn't know that this was going to go like this. But like Tristan said, God was true to us. God brought us through that. We definitely could not have done this alone. I think I was telling Ethan in the van on the ride to get everyone Dunkin' Donuts because we were all just dead. We all needed some caffeine. I remember telling him, and I thought that if we weren't, all of us were necessary. If there was one of us missing, we would have lost part of our strength. And we're all just like, through this, we all came together, like Tristan said, and we found parts of each other that we knew we couldn't lose or we couldn't do it without. And I definitely found that about Tristan. I feel like I've become a lot closer with him, especially this weekend, because it's kind of like when you go through the worst with guys like him, he's always the guy that looks towards the better, and he taught me a lot actually this weekend about being intentional, looking for the good, caring about people no matter like where you're at in your life. Like, so the first day that we went, we first came to the conference, and there was this call at the end of this sermon. They were like, if you're ready to go, if you're ready to do what God has planned for you, if you're ready to show up in the Christian life, to come forward. And on the inside, on my heart, I was saying, I really want to go, but my body wasn't letting me because I was too worried about what others would think of me. Then Tristan elbows me and he goes, yo, you want to go up there with me? And I was like, yes, of course. And it kind of just convicted me into thinking that I shouldn't have to wait for others to go first before I go. And I'm really grateful that Tristan was there. I definitely think I wouldn't have become as closer with everyone and with God if he was not there.
I would say the same thing for me too. Is it just felt so like it felt so close to God. It was amazing, and I encourage any of you, like, you know, be with God. You know, like when you're worshiping, like He is with us. It's important to realize that, like, He is present and among us. He is with His church. And that's kind of a thing, like that's an amazing thing to think about. And I was reading my Bible the other day, and I read a verse about how God knows, you know, like He knows all your hidden thoughts. Like He knows everything. And it in a way, it's kind of like, yeah, now I kind of have to be afraid and watch what I do and, you know, not sin in secret. But it's also like He also knows exactly what I'm going through before I even start going through it. And He's always with me, and He's there when in the good times and the bad. And I think that's a really good thing to remember.